River rats, this is my favorite piece of floating plastic for a variety of reasons, and we're gonna fish a tournament out of her. I'll show you how I got it rigged up, so let's go. Well, if all I did with this thing was fish tournaments out of it, I'd probably have a trailer, but I use it for all kinds of stuff, and usually it's not as weighed down as heavy as it is right now, but that's one of the cool things is, you know, you can use it for a variety of different things. So more of the story is I don't have a trailer for it, but it's not too bad. Here she is, all rigged out for big water tournament duty, any of that stuff, particularly catfishing. That's a random stray dog that wandered over by my house. Seems friendly. So I got a 55-pound thrust motor guide on the front. Unfortunately, they don't make these anymore. They're good motors. It's nice to be able to get around with a motor, but the biggest thing to me is just spot lock, being able to safely anchor your kayak, position your kayak, or troll, drag baits, anything like that. That's the biggest thing. Working's never bothered me. I really enjoy paddling, but to safely position your kayak in wind and current is, I mean, the word game changer gets thrown around a lot, but it really is a game changer. From here, got a gear pod with my musky bumper board, measuring board mounted on, like strapped on top. I just had some eye bolts and a bungee cord and stuff like that, and kind of fabbed up my own thing. And keep my battery drift socks in here for my Humminbird Explorer 12. Yes, I 1,000,000% agree, a 12-inch graph is excessive on a kayak, but I move it from my big boat to the kayak back and forth, and I'm not gonna buy a special graph just for the kayak when I can. It's more cost effective for me to just use this one. So I'm using the Explorer 12, really like the side imaging on Humminbirds. It's arguably the best in catfishing, side imaging, based on how catfishing's done currently. I would argue is the most important of anything. And if you don't know how to read side imaging and you have a boat or a kayak, it's something absolutely worth learning and practicing. For rod holders, I got Smackdown rod holders. I've been pretty anti metal rod holders in kayak just because of the lack of adjustability, but these things you can do multiple positions without ever moving the rod holders around. So. And then with these bases that I fabbed up, made up, it's as rigid as the kayak is. So so far I'm really happy with them, really happy with how this turned out, and caught some nice fish using them so far. So I'm gonna keep using them. So this swivel seat, I mean, not only is super functional, but it's super comfortable, and the elevation's nice, but being able to swivel the seat around and fish out the back, I'll spot lock out the front, and then the current or the wind will swing the kayak around, and then I'll fish a spread of rods out the back. And some guys do a big rod rack on the back of their kayak, and that's cool. I just don't like how it's so elevated and right in your face. So I made another mount for a Smackdown here, and then I mounted one directly to the track right here. And as long as you're fishing rods straight forward or straight back, the track mounted ones are fine, but when you start angling things around, there was more flex than I liked. So these brackets, yeah, like I said, pretty rigid, pretty solid. And the cool thing with this is I can fish, I have 2 rod holders on each side, but I can still fish 6 rods. I can go 2 straight out the back, 2 angled out, then 2 angled far out on the top here. And it works pretty slick. I can pull 2 sets of planer boards with 2 lines straight back, or anchor fish with 6 rods. Usually I only use 4, but I have the option if I want it. Then I got my bait cooler here. with a little homemade cutting board on top. Got my bait shears and knife and stuff, and this also doubles as a live bait tank. So I can either put ice and cut bait in here, or I can keep live baits. And then the last thing on the back is my battery, the Bauer. I run Epoch batteries. They're lithiums, they're light, and even more importantly than that, they're reliable and affordable. So it's a good bang for your buck, good value. And the other cool thing, not just being lithium reliable and all that other stuff, there's an app. So I pull up the app and I can look at how much percent is left on my battery at any time. And it's 53% right now. That's after 4 trips. So it's pretty efficient. But yeah, that's the gist of it. I try to keep it as simple as I possibly can while having all the tools I need to be efficient on the water. It's still nice and wide open, plenty of room for you, plus a big catfish. You can bring your big stray dog that wandered around your house if you want. I mean, I guess they call it, I think the premise of the name Unlimited is that you can do unlimited things with it, and that's what I like about it, the versatility, and it's pretty awesome. Yeah, got that tournament tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes.